The prosecution preparing to rest its case against Sean Diddy Combs in his federal sex trafficking and racketeering trial.
And today, prosecutors calling a former Combs assistant to the stand who formerly played basketball for the University of Syracuse and testifying under an immunity with the government. Here's ABC's Rena Roy to break it all down.
Break up with your girlfriend and be prepared not to see your family. That's what former Sean Combs assistant Brendan Paul testified he was told when he first started the job in 2022. He said working for Combs was intense, that once he stayed up for 3 days straight and the job was all about keeping Combs happy. He told jurors Combs wouldn't take no for an answer. Paul testified he bought and carried drugs for the hip-hop mogul, including weed, cocaine, and Xanax.
And this is where Brendan Paul really fits into the government's case, because they're saying that this individual was, in some regards, a person who transported drugs for Combs.
Paul worked for Combs until he was arrested in Miami last year on cocaine possession charges on Combs's private plane, saying he didn't tell law enforcement the drugs were not his because of his loyalty to Combs. The charges later dropped, Paul testifying under an immunity agreement with prosecutors. He also said he was instructed by Combs's chief of staff, Christina Coram, to set up those so-called Wild King nights, or drug-fueled sex marathons in hotel rooms.
On his cross-examination, Paul told the jury while he did carry drugs for Combs, it was a minor part of his job. He agreed with defense attorney Brian Steele that he would not work for a criminal.
For the defense, they're poking holes and pushing back, in this argument, because they're saying that the mere weight is for personal use, and oftentimes the understanding of distribution, if you have, for example, kilos of cocaine, as Brendan Paul said he was not doing.
Combs has pleaded not guilty to all the charges against him.
Now, the defense says their case will only last a day or two and that they plan on calling 2 former Combs employees to the stand, as well as a forensic psychiatrist. Given the defense's expected timeline, it is unlikely that Combs himself will take the stand, though that hasn't been made official. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.